Hi everybody, I'm James Kruger with Premier Training and Personal Development, and I'd like to welcome you to day one of the 5-day Find Your Purpose Challenge. So before we get started, there's a few things you need to do if you haven't done already. First thing, I'd like you to download the What I Want worksheet. That was in the initial email. It's also down below on this screen. If you go down, just click it, download it. There's a couple questions on there that are really going to help you define why you want to do this challenge and what you want to get out of it. And I highly recommend you do that before you start the challenge. The second thing you're going to want to take a look at is the action item list. It's an Excel spreadsheet that has some task items on there that you can list as you go throughout the challenge to make sure that you're getting the things done that need to be done, to make sure you're getting good progress through finding your purpose in each of the 5 days. The third item you want to download and keep handy is the resource list. This is the list you're going to keep and you're going to populate throughout the challenge. It may be a book you need to look up, a course, an online community, maybe a podcast or YouTube channel you want to subscribe to that helps you with your purpose and defining what you want to do with your purpose. So that's the third thing. The next thing you want to download is the day one worksheet. Again, another PDF, and we'll walk through that as we get going through day one. I know a lot of housekeeping this first day, but I want to make sure you're getting the most value you can out of this free 5-day Find Your Purpose Challenge. And if you would, feel free to leave some comments down below here on this page. Let me know if you have any questions or how you're doing with the first day. I read every comment that's on there and try to respond to everybody as well. So if you take a minute, just throw something down there. Let me know how you're doing, what you think. If you have any questions or comments, it's fantastic. So I think we're ready to go. So let's get these documents filled out and get going with day one of the 5-day Find Your Purpose Challenge. All right, so here's what we're going to cover in day one. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to discover the 3 keys to unlocking your purpose. Then we're going to talk about some areas in your life, some life skills that you have or want to develop that fit right into your purpose and will help you with that journey. And then we have 8 discovery questions that we're going to go through, and I'll walk through each one of those and give you some ideas on what to think about when you are answering the discovery questions and filling that form out. Those are all going to be keys to helping you get through day one and building on to day 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's get started. So let's talk about key 1 to unlocking and finding your purpose. That key is serving. Being of service to others or helping others. Maybe you've done some things in the past where you volunteered at a local charity or school or an organization. Maybe you taught some other folks how to do something or learn new craft or trade. Or maybe you provided some assistance to someone in need, helping them across the street or helping them move or stack firewood. I mean, it could have been anything. Some other ideas when it comes to serving, maybe fundraising or counseling someone through a tough time. Maybe somebody had something that was broken. You knew how to fix it and you showed them how and you helped them fix it. So those are all types of things we talk about serving and being of service to others. So that is the first key to unlocking your purpose is serving. So right now, kind of think about things you've done in the past to help serve others and why you helped them and how you helped them. So keep that in the back of your mind as we move through the rest of the training. Okay, so the second key to unlocking your purpose is sharing. So you have experiences or insights or knowledge, maybe some talents that you could share with others while you're serving them. Those are two of the main components of finding your purpose. So sharing is a big piece of the pie, big piece of the puzzle. So think about how you've shared your experiences or insights with others in the past. Maybe you talked to them face to face. Maybe you met with them and walked through something with them. Maybe you actually showed them how to do something hands-on, like we talked about fixing something or learning how to do something new. Maybe you wrote an instruction booklet, or maybe you gave somebody some written notes. Hey, this is how you do this, and that helped them out. Or created a video, or maybe even a training course. Maybe you did that before, where you've helped somebody learn something or taught them something new. You know, you can communicate so many different ways nowadays. Maybe you did a Skype meeting or a FaceTime chat session with somebody to help them. And there's all different ways that you can share your advice or share your insights and knowledge. So again, that's the second key, is sharing is the second key to finding and unlocking your purpose. All right, so the third key to unlocking and living your purpose is solving, which means to find a solution or have an explanation for or an answer for how to do something or how to help somebody. So you're serving, sharing, and solving. Those are your three keys. So when we talk about solving, we're talking about maybe problems you've solved in the past. Maybe it was a personal or professional issue you worked through and you were able to come up with a solution for that. Maybe it was a health-related issue. You need to lose some weight, or you wanted to get in shape, or you're preparing for a marathon or something like that, and you solved that. I don't want to necessarily call it a problem, but you solved that opportunity to be better in your health and your wellness. Maybe it was a financial challenge you were going through, and you found a way to solve that. Family issues, relationships, productivity, making the most of your time. Those are all areas of life we'll talk about here in a minute that you may have had experience with solving or working through a challenge in those areas. Even organizing and planning, those are daily things that we do, and sometimes there's some challenges with that. So you, I am sure, have had experience serving, sharing, and solving issues in those areas. So let's get more focused on some of the, what I like to call life skill areas, or areas of focus that might be related specifically to your purpose. Okay, so let's look at some of the different life skill areas or areas of focus that might be real relevant to your purpose. Now, this is not an all-inclusive list by any means, but this is just try to get your mind thinking about where you might fit in with your purpose with some areas that are big. I mean, most people deal with some of these areas in their life, so this could help a lot of folks, and you may already have experience in some of these areas. If it's not on this list, that's okay. Jot down what is on your mind and what's in your heart and what you're thinking about for your purpose. So, like we talked about a little earlier, there's physical health, your body. That could be like a weight loss, muscle gain, even hygiene. Maybe you've got a way to clean teeth better or something like that. I don't know, but that, just to kind of get the juices flowing in the mind there. Speaking of the mind, we talk about mental health or your mind and meditation, education or spirituality. Those are all areas that you could have focus on with your purpose. Relationships, family, friends, co-workers, people in the community. How are you able to help with relationships? Maybe you do some counseling. Maybe you volunteer and help at a local charity that you're building relationships within that group. Work and career. Let's talk about career planning. Let's talk about time management and leadership. Those are all big things in the work and career areas. Again, this is not an all-inclusive list. This is just to kind of get your mind working, and maybe there's something you're thinking about that maybe fits in work and career, but it's not on the list. That's okay, because it's your purpose, and you're the one figuring it out. Success principles. Let's talk about some of those for a minute. Goal setting. How huge is that in everyday life? You got to have some goal-setting principles. Developing good habits. I do a whole course on what's called the morning success routine and developing good habits even the night before you start your morning. So that's a free training I provide in the members only area. So you should be able to check that out if you're a members only subscriber. So anyway, visualization, thinking about what you want your life to look like. That is a success principle, believe it or not. Getting it up here and then out here is a step that you have to take to do that. Finances, that's a huge area for a lot of people. Do you have a budget or a spending plan? Do you know how to do that? Can you help others do that? Reducing debt. Debt is huge in our country, especially nowadays. You know, how do you reduce that, and how do you live a more comfortable life without, you know, living in a hole all your life, but just being able to enjoy life without the stress and pressures of debt. And then building wealth. How do you teach people to build wealth so that they can have the dream life that they want, where they don't necessarily have to worry about money coming in? They can retire and enjoy it and not have to have a job when they're, you know, 70 years old trying to work. You know, I feel my mom's pain. She's 75 years old and she still works every day. Just nobody took the time to teach her how to build wealth so that she could retire early. You know, shame on us for being that way in our community, that our parents and grandparents have to go out and work into their 70s and not enjoy life, you know, like we should be. So anyway, that's another time to talk about, but that's really near and dear to my heart. So those are some key life skills and areas of focus that just get the mind moving, start thinking about that, because your purpose will involve maybe one of these areas or maybe a whole different area, but just get your mind working and get that going. Jot that down somewhere in your journal. Just what are you really thinking about? What's on your heart? What is really something that you want to serve, share, and solve in? Maybe it's an issue that you're very close to already, and you've already maybe figured it out. So let's work on that, and we'll develop that some more and get some more progress going here, getting you into your purpose. So let's put this all together. This statement sums up what your purpose is. So let's walk through this together. My purpose involves serving others by sharing my talents, skills, abilities, insights, and or experiences with them to help solve a challenge they are facing right now or one they may encounter in the future. That is the essence of your purpose. Now, you can take that and dissect it and make it your own, however you want it to word, but that is just the core of how your purpose should flow. Okay, so let's get into these discovery statements. This is where we really start putting the meat and potatoes together for discovering and defining your purpose. So the first discovery statement is, an area in my life that I've achieved success or worked through a tough situation is. So now I want you to think about something that was a challenge or you had to really work to get through. I know for me, I finished my college degree 25 years after I graduated high school. That was a huge challenge for me, and I got it done, but it took a lot of work, and that was something that I wanted to do. So maybe there's something similar to that in your life that you really struggled with. Maybe it wasn't a 25-year challenge. Maybe it was, a few weeks or a few days, even a few months. But whatever it is, something that you've really worked at to get through a tough situation. So jot that down. There may be more than one. That's fine. But just to kind of get an idea of that type of situation you've had a success in, so you can start to build upon that. Discovery statement number 2. The things I did to achieve success or work through this tough situation were, what were the steps that you took? What were the things you did to get through that? Did you have to get some help from folks? We'll talk about that again in the challenge about getting help and asking the right people for help. Did you have to get some training? Did you watch a YouTube video? How did you get through the challenge? So there's 100 ways you probably could have gotten through it, but what did you specifically do to get through that tough situation? Discovery statement number 3, the best way I could capture and share this information with others would be to. So in today's world, we can get information out to people lots of ways. We can email, we can video, we can podcast, we can talk face-to-face, which seems to be a rarity nowadays, but we can message, instant messenger. But there's so many different ways. What are some ways that if you were to share this with others, you'd think would be really good at getting this information out to other people so that you could help them by, again, serving, sharing, and solving, which is the essence of your purpose. How would you best serve, share, and solve people's problems by getting this information out to them? What's the best method, or even a couple good methods you could think of to do that? That's what goes in this section here, so go ahead and write that out now. Okay, so discovery statement number 4. This information would be best suited for the following groups of people. So again, if you're doing information or you're sharing information on personal finances, you probably want to know who would be a good audience to share that with. You're going to want to know who is out there looking for that information and finding out how to get a hold of those people and get this information to them to help. So think about the group of people you want to help and just jot down some ideas there. It can be specific names, it can be specific target groups or organizations that you may want to share your information with. So just start writing some of that down right now for discovery statement number 4. Discovery statement number 5, this kind of revolves around the areas of focus or the life skills that you already have. So think about this. Something I know or that others have told me that I'm really good at doing is, what do you know, or what are you good at? What are you known for? What type of things do you do well? Write those things in here. There's got to be some talent or skill that you have already that you've been able to share with others, or maybe you want to share with others. So that's what this section's about for discovery statement 5. Write down the skills or talents, abilities that you have that you are really good at doing. Okay, discovery statement 6. Let's talk about getting more specific on those skills. The talents, skills, and abilities that I am best known for and enjoy practicing include. So this is where you really focus on those 1 or 2 skills or talents that you have that you really love to share with people, or you really enjoy doing. You may be really good at accounting, but maybe you don't enjoy doing that. So I don't want you to put that down there. Put down something that you are really good at, that you are what I would say best known for, and then also you enjoy doing it. So those are going to be key areas to focus on as we walk through the purpose challenge. Okay, discovery statement number 7. One way that I could showcase and share my talents, skills, and abilities with others would be to, how can you do that? How could you get your message out there? Again, this kind of goes back to YouTubing, or maybe sending out emails, or doing a seminar. That might be something you could do, or meeting face-to-face one-on-one. How could you showcase your talents? How could you best package that information and get that out to folks so that you can start helping them? This is kind of a big question, so you're really going to want to take some time and dig in, find out some ideas. This is where you want to get your action item list out maybe and start writing down, oh, I need to look up this, I need to research this. That's a good idea for you right now, is to start logging those things and putting some dates in there when you're going to get those things done. Again, how can you showcase your talent, skills, and abilities to get your message out there to help other people? And finally, discovery statement number 8. The type of person that would best benefit by having access to my talent, skills, and abilities would be. Now, this is where you really want to hone in. We talked a little bit about groups of people, but you really focus in on, are there a few key groups, a few key folks that really could benefit, maybe some organizations, a couple organizations that could really benefit from this, and why would they be able to benefit from this? Jot those notes in this section right now for discovery statement 8. Make sure that you're being open-minded about it. Maybe somebody's out there you don't even know about yet, so that might be something you'll discover as well. But just start writing down the real focused market you want to talk to, or the real focused group of people you want to talk to and share your message with. Okay, so let's recap what we learned in day 1 of the 5-day Find Your Purpose Challenge. We learned about the 3 keys to unlocking your purpose, which are serving, sharing, and solving. We talked about the life skills and areas of focus that might fit perfectly for your purpose. And then we also went through 8 discovery statements to help you start to define and put your purpose down and get it wrapped around and start forming it if you haven't already. So those are awesome recaps for us. We've got some great stuff coming up in day 2. So be sure to leave comments in day 1 here. Again, let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have questions or struggles or something like that. I read the comments. I'll try to reply to everyone specifically, so leave a comment on the page below. Okay, so tomorrow in day 2 of the challenge, we're going to talk about the 3 key areas of development that we need to work on: your skills, your knowledge base, and your mindset. So that's day 2. Be in your inbox tomorrow, so you make sure you click on the link for that. I'll meet you there, and we'll talk about day 2. Wishing you great success. I'm James Kruger with Premier Training and Personal Development. Have an awesome day.